Yeah, when I first, wrapped my mind around the fact that Bitcoin is the first thing that's informational, that's a bearer instrument.
Yeah.
Like that was mind blowing. I think about it when I'm talking with people and I'm trying to explain that to them. I'm like, look, if this was 100,000 years ago and we're caveman or whatever, and I tell you like, yeah, go down to the river and there's this fishing hole, you can get an abundance of food. Well, that's like a data packet. You have that data packet, and now I have that data packet. And everything until Bitcoin that was information had the double spend problem.
Yeah.
And it's really just mind blowing that secret is now those private keys. You can sign a transaction, and I can send you space on the ledger. And I don't know if this is the right way to frame it, but I'm giving you this piece of information. It's going from me to you.
Yeah.
And it's no longer mine, now it's yours.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
When you deep dive philosophically into that and what that implies, it's amazing, because what that means, like the Bitcoin, the protocol is just a language we use to communicate this type of thing, this behavioral thing. But it means that we always had the capacity within us to do this. If human beings had just been honest, we could have had everything would have been so much better. And now we've found a way to be honest where you cannot be dishonest. Like it's a way to communicate truthfully. Like you cannot lie about the private key, because everyone sees through your lie. If it's the wrong 12 words, you can't move the fucking coins. Yes. And I swear too much here, but I've had a long day.
Yes. Yeah, well, I'm grateful you're here. I know that you just flew back from Prague, and you're probably all jet lagged and jumped in to do this. So.
Yeah, but this is so much fun though.
Yeah, I mean, I love talking about this stuff.
We always had this within us.
Yes.
Like, all you need is love. Probably so. So it's just this, it unlocked something that was already in humans. Yeah. And it's so simple. Just be a fucking cool dude. Like, don't fuck people over. Don't steal. Like,
totally.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Getting into my 30s, I had this, and I mean, a lot of people talk about this nihilistic feeling where it's like, kind of felt broken inside, where I felt like I was at a disadvantage because I was honest, because I wasn't willing to be aggressive when I did business and create this zero-sum dynamic. The saying where it's like, I've heard this a lot, and this, people that I've done business with in the past, I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, our deal got a little squirrely there. Like, oh, well, it's just business. Well, what do you mean? Like, you're going to screw me over and that's just business? Like, that's not the way it needs to be.
It's horrible.
It's terrible. And I refer to it as the game theoretic fuckness, where if you're honest, you're at a market disadvantage against the sociopath who's capable of lying and stealing and getting away with it. And our whole world seems to be like ran by people who organize things in a fashion so that they can get away with being dishonest.
Except if you're 100% into Bitcoin, because then that doesn't work.
Yes.
If you have 1 foot in shitcoins, 1 foot in fiat, then that still works.
Yes.
You're still incentivized to be an asshole.
Yes.
But if you go 100% Bitcoin, you cannot be an asshole.
Yes. It's like how Bitcoin is this mirror or this like amplifier. It makes you more of whatever you are. And if you're a shitbag, it's like you'll get exposed.
If you're a shitbag, like you need all the other crap to fool people with. It's not the Bitcoin that fools you. The Bitcoin is the thing that you're trying to steal from others, right?
Yes.
And it's very hard to steal Bitcoin. So you must, if you intend to get them in dishonest ways, you must figure out dishonest ways to get them, which is why we have diversified crypto portfolios and shitcoins on Bitcoin and all this crap. It's all, they are all scams, and they're trying to scam you off your Bitcoin.
Yes.
If you bought a monkey JPEG for more than the sats were worth, you were
yes.
You were an idiot. Like, learn your lesson.
Yeah.
It's just like this when what was that called? Eric Voorhees exchange, where you could instantly swap between different shitcoins. Like just that quote unquote service is there for one reason only:
to get people's Bitcoin.
To take them off of you.
Yes.
And it's so obvious.
Yeah. I had somebody call me the other day and they were asking me a couple questions about Bitcoin. And I was just like, look, I'm in the middle of a lot of things. I'm just going to leave you with this. You need to move forward in your life with this understanding. Everybody is always going to try to get your Bitcoin. And that's going to be through offering you value or tricking you out of it or getting you to buy their crappy coin or whatever it is. And, it's like you need to just think that way. If this is decentralized, insecure, it's scarce, and everybody over time is going to want it.
Yeah. And I guess you could say that like, if you try to frame me as a scammer, so like I'm writing these books about Bitcoin and promoting Bitcoin on various pods, and so are you. So we are, if you play devil's advocate here for a while and call us the scammers. So like,
okay, let's do it.
Or the only reason you do that is to pump your bags. That's what people say.
Yep.
But what they don't realize is like, yeah, but that's true for absolutely everything else too.
Yes.
Like, and if we pump these bags, everyone benefits.
Yeah.
Every single fucking person on earth benefits. And even the non-Bitcoiners, I'd say, because if the Bitcoin economy grows stronger, that's better for absolutely everyone.
Including no-coiners.
Including no-coiners.
Every day another guy wakes up, or a woman or individual, whatever, wakes up and realizes, wait a second, I don't need a 13th apartment building. No. I don't need a 14th extra house. No. I don't need more shares in Apple stock or Tesla or whatever. I need some Bitcoin. And as they stop purchasing these other things, Bitcoin's going up in value, and those other things are falling into their utility value.
Yeah. And the other aspect about pumping our bags is that you and I are incentivized to be absolutely awesome to one another. And you've been absolutely awesome to me every time I met you, and I hope the feeling is mutual.
It is.
Like, because of the simple pump our bags reason.
Bitcoin's a pump scheme.
But what's wrong with that? Like everything's good with that. Like, and that's why it's so fascinating when you meet real Bitcoiners, not the scammers. Like if you go to these conferences, so some of them are better than others, but there's always a handful of scammers and someone's selling some kind of FUD. But for the most part, with the real Bitcoiners, you have all in this incentive in the world to be good to them, and they have all the incentive in the world to be good to you back. And I've experienced that so many times, and I've tried to live that. The last couple of years when these things clicked, I've just tried to tap into that as much as possible. Collaborating with as many other maxis as I can, and just be helpful to anyone who asks for anything, and I get so much out of it in return. Like, I wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. Like to begin with, like, and it's so beautiful, and I wish more people could experience that. And sure, some of it may have to do with like me being this public figure or whatever in these circles nowadays, but it's equally applicable to absolutely everyone in it. Everyone can experience that. If you start accepting Bitcoin, you accept Bitcoiners.
Yes.
And it's a great thing, and they accept you. That's what it is, literally.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to wrap the mind around something that is in the most effective way possible, serving the interest of the individual, but it's also simultaneously serving the highest interest of the collective. And that is kind of, it seems, and I don't know, it might be wrong, but it seems like this is a first for our civilization where you actually have that.
Yeah.
And that breaks the brain a little bit.
It does, because like the beauty of the free market is competition, right? So free market competition is a win-win game. Everyone in it, it's a win. It's a win for the consumer. There's two companies compete to make the best product for the lowest price.
Yep.
All consumers win.
Yes.
But in Bitcoin, those companies are, yes, they are in free market competition, so they are incentivized to compete, but they're also incentivized to just collaborate. So that's like free market on steroids. Like we haven't, it's a completely new phenomenon
Wait, so unpack that a little bit. So let's say we're on a Bitcoin standard. We have no more fiat. The world is operating using Bitcoin. You have two companies that are competing to solve a problem. They're competing for market share.
Yeah.
If one does a better job than the other one and gets the market share, it doesn't necessarily matter because the productivity gains are reflected in the increase in purchasing power in the Bitcoin. And if everybody's using the Bitcoin and we have faster productivity gains, then that's reflected as increase in purchasing power. So does that make sense or something like that?
I think it will become easier for companies and individuals. A company is just a bunch of individuals anyway,
right?
To collaborate and do stuff together. Sure, to put stuff on the market and to compete in the free market, but also you can just do stuff like that. Thought is so powerful. I mean, a company on a Bitcoin standard doesn't have to do any paperwork really. It could just be a Telegram group or maybe I should say like Nostr group or something instead of to be more hardcore. But at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of people doing stuff together, and that's insanely powerful, even in fiat land. But on a Bitcoin standard, it's without barriers and without any of the negatives.
Yeah,
and if you have a competing firm, I mean. Look, for instance, the different hardware wallet companies that are out there, they all benefit from each other's success.
Good point.
This podcast, if my podcast does well, that's good for your podcast.
Yes.
Sure, we're in competition for listeners to a certain extent, but I bet you that if this podcast does well, that benefits my podcast and vice versa. It's not like it's not like no, we can't interview him because then we're marketing his product. Like we've had Rob on, I've had you on, you've had me on several times here, and we would never say no because of no, he has a competing product. That doesn't make any sense. Right?
Yes.
So what if that is true for every single product on the market?
God,
it's sort of like
wild to think about.
What it leads to in my mind, if I extrapolate the thought vectors here, is that almost everything is almost free everywhere, and of super quality, and everyone's just awesome to one another all the time. And that sounds ridiculously utopian, but I think this is vastly underrated or underappreciated. All of these effects are vastly underappreciated.
Yeah.
When we get to that stage, like it's probably far away into the future, very far away into the future, probably more than a handful of generations. But still, just seeing the birth of this and just having those thoughts, it gives me an insane amount of hope for humanity that we are able to just... The pen is now truly mightier than the sword. With communication, we can actually be a stronger force than any weapon because we have the ultimate armor. We have armor that make it unprofitable to try to steal from us.
Yes, that's another one that really is just mind blowing. If you think about the incentive to violence, if you have for all of known time pre 2008, you have something that I want and I kill you, I get it.
Yeah.
Now with Bitcoin, that's not the case. No. That's like really hard to wrap the mind around.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to find more just like it, and here to find our most recent episode. Also, make sure to like this video to help shine light on the corruption of money, and be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected.